The opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Eastlink TV, its sponsors, or partners.
This is the best time of the year. I mean, no thermal underwear, no cleaning off the car at -40, and I mean, getting more than 4 hours of daylight so you don't feel like a vampire. You get t-shirts, shorts, bikinis, socks, and sandals, just not together, and I'm all in for this. But what I really love to do during this season is sample what Northern Ontario has to offer. I'm Chris Mask, and I love food. I mean, cooking's my passion. It's in my blood. And you might ask, what does Northern Ontario have to offer exactly? These. Transforming these little dirt nuggets into crispy, golden works of art. And it's my job to try them all. Okay, so out here in Chelmsford at Stackhouse Pizza and Poutinerie, Norm, I mean, this is a huge menu that you have here. Almost 20 different poutines on the menu. What was the inspiration for that?
Well, I'm the franchisee here. Charlie, who's the franchisor, has been wanting to put out a poutinerie for several years. When I came into the picture, July of 2015, he wanted to bring the poutines right there and then, and I was always a little skeptical. Finally, he decided that he made the decision that we were bringing him in, and I went along with it. It was just, I was told to do something, I had no choice, and it's turned out really well.
So is it like Charlie's Angels, where you only hear Charlie's voice coming through a little speaker box?
No, luckily for me, I've had Charlie's ear since I've taken over this location, and I've been able to nudge him in the way I want it to go a little bit, and now that I'm the only store left at the moment, he makes the decision. If I like something, I let him know. If he likes it, then we roll with it. And
it was a bit of an uphill battle, you were saying, trying to turn around the reputation for this facility.
It was. Whenever I walked into the mall, I always got negative comments. Once I let them know that I was the new owner in town, the reputation turned around real quick. People love Stackhouse again, and my sales have dictated that way as well.
And I mean, when you talk about the poutines, the one thing you were saying that on the Facebook page that you have, you're very generous with the toppings.
Several customers have left feedback on our Big Pig Poutine specifically, and they've stated to the extent that we're not generous, or we're not cheap on our toppings. We've got a good portion, and our prices are fair.
So you're definitely getting your money's worth, whether you're going the poutine route or the pizza route, because I mean that's something else that people have to consider. What has to be your big sellers then here?
Our big sellers in the poutine would be our Big Pig and our Canadian bacon cheeseburger. In the pizzas, which is very unique to Stackhouse, is our Canadian cheeseburger. We've replaced the pepperoni with pickles, and it works.
Pickles on a pizza.
Pickles on a pizza.
Stranger things have happened out there, but you know what? I'm excited for this. Why don't we get back in the kitchen and get some magic going on?
Perfect.
Awesome. So here we are in the kitchen of Stackhouse Pizza and Poutinerie in Chelmsford. Norm, what are you making for us today?
We're going to make our medium bacon cheeseburger poutine.
That's a medium?
That's a medium.
I could wear that like a fez.
It's about 2 pounds of fries. The fries are locally grown here in Chelmsford, or the Valley, through Valley growers. They cut them, they pre-blanch them for us, so it takes a lot of prep work out of our kitchen, so it makes it a little easier for us to make these poutines. But they're a nice fresh potato, and they are local.
Okay, so out of the 18, 19 poutines on the board, what are we getting today exactly?
This is our bacon cheeseburger.
Bacon cheeseburger.
And we usually just pour the fries into the container, but since the container's a little full, I'll just move them over to get a measurement.
So it's nice that you do the freehand measurement for this.
It's always about 2 pounds.
That's a large amount of fries.
It is.
When you talk about having to rebuild the reputation of this franchise, do you do a lot of community work here in Chelmsford?
We do sponsor the Rayside Balfour Canadians. We do some sponsorships with Cafe Musique. We try to give back to the community as much as we can. Whatever they may need for themselves, we try to do what we can to help.
You know, and that's great, as long as you can keep it locally here in the community. I mean, particularly for a community like Chelmsford. I know we're all part of the greater city of Sudbury, but at the end of the day, there is a lot of, you know, pride
That's
when
right.
you talk to people in Chelmsford.
That's just it, and we want to make sure that we're giving back. The community supporting us, we've got to support the community.
So when you talk about poutines with such a big menu, you were saying that one of the things you'd like to expand to would be working on a chili.
That's correct. We are working on that this weekend.
So when it comes to chili, well, you have one already on the board. You want to put your own signature touch on this. What are you looking for? Something that's just going to like blow fire onto people, or you want something a little more subdued with a little bit more flavor? I'm a chili guy, so I mean, chili is near and dear to my heart.
Of course.
So all those toppings are going to go onto this poutine.
That's all going on in this poutine.
I mean, that's like that little song, you know, to all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, all on a poutine, I guess, and instead of a sesame seed bun.
Basically,
Do you have your own house sauce that you're going to put on there as well?
we use a dill sauce, pre-made. Our house dip that we do make here in-house, we haven't tried it on our poutines yet, so we haven't moved that way yet.
Well, this could be the time to try it.
This
could
could
be
be.
groundbreaking, Norm. Groundbreaking television.
It could be. However, I'm going to stick with the dill sauce just because it works best with this poutine. So this time we won't try it.
Okay, so when you talk about, you know, such a big menu like this, where do you want to see this go in the future?
Where I'd like to see this go? That's a good question. I originally bought the restaurant in order to build my retirement and hope that it'll be enough to support me later on in life. I'd like to see this be around for another 20, 30 years and go from there.
Okay. What has to be one of the more interesting requests you've had on a poutine? I mean, with a big menu like that, there's probably not too many people coming in saying throw some, you know, more dill pickles and some mozzarella sticks and fried mushrooms on this. There's got to be some strange requests that come in though every now and again.
Unfortunately, on our poutines, we haven't really had many strange requests. We've tried to make sure that there's a poutine already built for it, so hasn't been anything too out there yet, other than maybe adding more bacon or more cheese and more gravy. That's been the extent so far this year.
How about a dessert poutine maybe?
We are working at doing something like that. We haven't developed it yet, but we do have it in the works.
Because instead of fries, you know, you go like maybe a funnel cake or some churros, even better. A little cream cheese topping on there, some maybe some brownie bits, or hey, this could be a winner right here. Patent pending.
Definitely could be.
I'll give you that. I'm just kidding. How about your pizzas? With your pizzas, what do people generally give you feedback on that about?
They love our product. The product has changed dramatically in the last few years. The product is fresher tasting. We do everything we can to make it as fresh as possible, and that's pretty much it.
Perfect. Meatball subs and everything on the menu. All right. So let's get this bad boy together and get this into my belly. I still can't believe, Norm, that this is only a medium. This is a pile of fries here.
It definitely is. We'd like to make sure that our customers are well fed, and they're not going to complain that they're hungry and that we were cheap.
And again, look how you're building it. You're putting the toppings in the middle, so this way not everything's just sitting on the top. This is a nice even distribution. I love the fact you're using cheese curds.
We use cheese curds and a cheese blend. This way here we get a little bit of best of both worlds.
You do actually have the mixed cheese in there, and we're going to get a cheese sauce. So this is not something for the lactose intolerant, that's for sure. So when it comes to making these poutines, the best feeling must be when you read some of those comments online.
It is. It is definitely very nice to see the customers' feedback and the way that they comment.
And in today's digital age, I mean, you know, the internet, that's a huge part in anybody's business.
It can be. It can be a very good thing, or it can also be a bad thing. We've had some bad press and we've had some great press.
But it's like that with everything, right? People are going to complain just because they want to complain.
That and they can.
Yep, exactly. It's a free society, right? Does anybody ever ask for some jalapenos on that?
On this one, no, but we do have them, and we can add them to it as well.
So basically people can come in and even customize a poutine if there's something that they'd like to see.
They definitely can customize it. We just because we offer 19 different our variations doesn't mean you can't make it your own.
So about 2 pounds of poutine, and what's the price point on this one?
This one goes for, I believe it's $9.95.
So 10 bucks and you're getting 2 pounds of poutine. And that's without even the toppings on there. Look at this thing. Steaming hot. Oh, the pickles are going to be interesting. It's a good cook on the French fry. It's a good color.
And the gravy that is made specifically and only available at this location.
So it's your own house-made scratch gravy, which is great. You can taste that dill coming out of this. I'm using my fingers, not even waiting for a fork. I'm like an animal at this point. It's the gravy-dipped pickle, though, that's really interesting to me. I don't think I've ever had a pickle on a poutine. That's really different. That's good, though. All right. So let's get some meat on this. That's a good poutine. Your fries hold up well. Again, it's the crispiness of them coming out there. The mixing of the cheese sauce, the curds, everything that's on this thing, and the pickle. Because you gotta have pickle.
We do offer the delivery as well. We haven't had any negative feedback yet with the fries being delivered, coming to their house so far.
I just drooled into the poutine. That's great. Norm, great job. Stackhouse Pizza and Poutinerie in Chelmsford. Just for the dill pickles alone, you gotta try this place. Good job. So we're here today at the Lighthouse with Sandy, and I mean, this is the only place that I know of here in Sudbury that you can get an authentic East Coast Donair.
That's right.
What was the motivation for bringing that to Northern Ontario?
Well, when I came here in 2000, I looked around to try to find a Donair, and there was nothing to be found anywhere. So I said, well, you know, if I ever open a restaurant, I think that's what's going to go on the menu.
So, you know, very specifically, I mean, there's Greek Donair,
Absolutely.
but the East Coast Donair is an entirely different beast.
Entirely different animal.
So when you opened up the restaurant, you were saying that things got a little busier once you put the sign out there.
You know, once we put the sign out there, East Coast Donair, we had Nova Scotians, New Brunswickers, Newfoundlanders all coming. Really? Do you really have that? And yes, we have that. They've tried it and they've enjoyed it, or so they're telling me they're enjoying it.
So at this point, you've been around for about 4 years here in Sudbury. What has to be the biggest challenge that you faced?
I think the takeout end of the business, like we do a lot of catering, we do a lot of school meals, we do daycares, and we provide meals for them. But the takeout end of it, I think it's the traffic pattern and the traffic situation on here on LaSalle that it just kind of keeps it slow.
You talk about different beasts. Traffic on LaSalle, absolutely. Anybody who's been to Sudbury or lived in Sudbury knows what this is like.
Right.
But at least you're doing well also with the catering end of things.
The
so that's a
catering end of
bonus.
it is amazing. Like, it's been really well received, and we're doing weddings, we're doing office meetings, we're doing parties, you name it, we're doing it.
So when you take a look at this restaurant in the 4 years, what's the one thing that you've learned?
One thing over the 4 years, diversity is the thing. You've got to have something for everybody, and by doing the East Coast Donairs, we do fruit arrangements, we're doing the catering, and now we're doing home meals. Meals are packaged for people who are at home. They can pop them in the oven, they're ready to go.
Perfect. Well, let's get back into the kitchen then and see what you got for us today.
All right.
Excellent. Okay, so here we are with Ryan in back of the Lighthouse in the kitchen. What are you going to make for us today?
I'm gonna make you a nice Donair.
So this is the East Coast Donair. Again, not to be confused with the Greek Donair. It's
Yes.
the East Coast Donair.
That's right, that's right. And the sauce is what makes that, the East
Absolutely.
Coast Donair.
The sweet sauce that goes along with this. I mean, if nobody has tried this, if you have yet to try this, this is revolutionary. This is game changing. Absolutely game changing. So what's the secret to your Donair?
Well, just the vegetables being as fresh as you can make them, you know, you get them cut up all nice. And then I add the Donair sauce. That's straight out what makes the Donair to me.
And you make that all in-house?
All in-house, yes. So what I'll do now is I'll start up the vegetables, get you all ready for your Donair.
Perfect. So what kind of vegetables are you going to put on here?
Putting just tomatoes, and diced Spanish onions.
So I mean, very simple, very basic.
Yeah, and at
Yep.
the same time, people come in, they required, like say cheese they want. That's no problem. Lettuce, a lot of people like to change it up a little bit. That's about all.
You keep it simple with these things.
Yeah,
They really are. It is one of those things, it's almost like taco trucks where you find a good East Coast Donair place
that's right.
and you're loyal to it from here on in.
That's right, that's right. And that's what we're trying to do with our Donair here in Sudbury, because we find out that there's more Nova Scotians here than you would think, actually. They
I can
come
see
in on
that.
a regular basis, actually, coming in with their stories from out east. And I like to talk to them, man. It's really, really interesting to hear their stories, too.
Well, you attract them here like a beacon with the flag and the
Yeah,
window to
yeah.
start with.
Yeah.
And when
That's
you look
right.
at your menu, it is very East Coast oriented. I mean, you've got clam chowder, clams and chips.
Yep.
Again, delicious and something you don't find everywhere.
That's right, that's right.
What has to be the biggest seller for you?
Well, right now it's our Donair, because we're doing the sell one, get one half price deal. And we've been doing that for, I don't know, months now, man. It just seems to work. People come in and that's the best deal they've heard on Donairs.
Well, it is a good deal. I mean, honestly, even if you don't eat it, you have it for lunch or put it in the freezer for next time,
Yeah, that's right. You can bring it home, warm it up for later.
right? You're also pretty busy with your in-home catering. You have basically meals to go.
That's right, that's right. We do caterings for all sorts of like events, you know what I mean? Like we did one breakfast on Sunday. We did catering today for Tom Davy Square. That was chicken. I had my pasta with tomato sauce. I had roast potatoes for them. But you know what I mean? The salads and everything else that go, they have such a wide range of food to eat.
And for the busy people too, the actual meals to go where you do your prepackaged meals. There was, I think, pork over there, meatballs, cabbage rolls, lasagna, even packaged desserts and soups to go with that.
That's the thing with our home meals. Like, there's an endless menu of what you can get, and anything you want to change. Say your diet can't have gravies, we could do whatever you want. Boil the potatoes with no flavor in them. Like, it's anything for the person who likes their diet, because that's all we're looking out for.
So what's the turnaround then if somebody would like to subscribe to one of these home meal plans?
It's what do you mean? What's that?
Well, for a turnaround, you know, if I was to place an order today,
Oh, okay.
when
Oh,
can
yes.
I get on a
Oh,
list
yes,
for
yes.
home
We
delivery
give
meals?
we give a 2-day ratio, just so we could get our order in, and then we start the cooking, and then after like the 2 days, you come in, pick it up, or we could deliver it to you, because we got a delivery service too. Yeah, just the 2-day ratio is all you really need to get them, and at the same time, there's a 5-day expiration date. Not really expiration, I should say, best before date. Like, that's what we give on our meals. That's why we set them on the day with the date and the, like, you know what I mean, the dates on them, telling them when I made them.
For a lot of busy families, I mean, you know, if they have kids in soccer or, you know, even just with work and other extracurricular activities,
Yeah.
this is a gold mine here.
You're dang right, man. I'm gonna just move down here, man. I'm gonna set up the pan, and I'll start that Donair that we were talking about earlier.
So you mentioned fish and chips as well. Is that a big seller for you?
Oh yes, we got Fridays. We try and get as many fish and chips out as we can, man. It's just it's a competitive Sudbury business with fish and chips. I find there's a lot of places that do it, so you gotta fight them to get the business here, you know.
But the thing is you can do it, but can you do it right?
Oh
That's
yes,
the question.
That's right. That's where our tartar sauce comes into play a lot of the time, because a lot of people don't like the packaged stuff. So when they come in and they see our tartar sauce and they try it, that's right there something that people want. So you got to make things as homemade as you can, you know what I mean?
So while you don't actually have the big spit where you get to shave off the meat,
That's right.
you still do have a good quality product. I mean, that's a lovely color on that.
Yeah, it's lamb and beef loaf, and it's all comes in shaved like this. And all we do is just warm it up, put it on the Donair wrap, and then send it out the door, man.
Perfect. Can't wait to try it.
Right on, right on. Let's get this a little warmer.
All right, so Ryan, back here in the kitchen at the Lighthouse, final product, what are you giving us?
I got you cooked haddock, some French fries, homemade coleslaw, and our homemade tartar sauce.
Okay, and of course on this side,
Yes,
the moneymaker.
There's our East Coast Donair right there for you, man. Just waiting for you.
So starting with your chips, I mean, it's great using real chips, skin still on it, which is good. Got a nice color to them, which is always a bonus. And as weird as this is gonna look, I'm actually gonna take this and dip it right into your tartar sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see why that's your moneymaker right there
People like
with
it,
the
man.
Donair, because that
Yeah.
tartar sauce is pretty spectacular.
Yes, thanks, thanks.
And you said the coleslaw is scratch made as well?
Yes, you got that right. I'll get you a little fork if you want.
It's just so I don't look like as much
Yeah,
of a caveman digging in with my hands. But because I'm here and I have hands, you don't need a fork for the Donair.
For a Donair, that's very true.
So you put it in the pan, you got just that little bit of a crust there on the meat, which is good. Big drippy sauce. And again, simple is better as far as I'm concerned.
That's very true.
Really nice flavor on the meat. That garlic sauce hits you in the back of the
Just
throat.
gets you, eh?
And you get the bite of the onions, the acidity from the tomato, and the fact that I took an extra big bite, and you can see I'm dripping all over the
Yeah,
counter
you're
here.
gonna get it messy every
But
time.
that's what these things are meant to be.
That's right.
This is street food at its best. I'll clean this up so your little kitchen helper, Jay, doesn't have to do it.
Yeah, right on, right on.
But that's what street food is all about. And going in here for the fish, really nice crunch, and you can probably hear the crust on that there. Good cook on the inside. How good. It's a little darker on the outside, but that causes that nice crust to develop.
That's right.
So it doesn't get soggy.
That's
what I like about fish and
That's
chips.
the same thing I was just gonna say. That's what I like about fish and chips. You don't get them greasy, soggy.
Excellent. And, oh yeah. I could almost eat that on its own.
Yeah, I just get a spoon.
It would
and
be
let me
really
go.
weird, but I could probably almost eat that on its own.
No kidding.
Ryan, great job here at the Lighthouse.
Right on, man.
You got to come down here and try this for the Donair and the fish and chips. I mean, scratch-made coleslaw and the tartar sauce. What more could you possibly ask for? Great place. Nicely done. Good
Right
job.
on. Thanks, man.
Well, hope you got your fill from this episode, but don't worry, we'll be back on the wagon and hitting the dusty trails soon enough. Until next time, I'm Chris Mask. Thanks for watching.